It's almost impossible to tell this story without using the words miracle and hero. Little Matthew finally got his miracle of a new kidney, and both the hero donor and Matthew are recovering at Loma Linda University Children's Hospital. This fire has grown so large that it's actually creating its own weather. And by its own weather, I mean actual weather. The clouds are billowing up into the sky, and there is actual rain and lightning strikes. This is very much an active crime scene still 6 hours later. If you take a look, there's the command center still set up. It's still blocked off right in front of the school. Now, this is every parent's worst nightmare to hear about a shooting at your child's school. A teacher shot dead and one student also killed, just 8 years old. This is the face of a killer the victim says has been haunting her nightmares. Good morning, everyone. And you know, I was really surprised to read some of the statistics from the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration. Over 100 people are killed every day in car accidents, and sadly, it's the leading cause of death of young people. But they're not the only ones vulnerable, and no matter how old we are, we can all help make our roads a little safer. It's truly been moving to see you come here with your donations, big and small, and your messages of love and support for everyone affected by Hurricane Harvey. And welcome back to KMIR Today, where we're putting family first. I'm Kitty Alvarado. Now, in our first half hour, I took you on a driving course to test my skills behind the wheel, and well, as it turns out, I did need to brush up on my defensive driving. Well, here with me is Adam Seaman. He's the lead instructor you saw there in the video at the BMW Performance Driving School. Welcome, Adam. Well, it was really tough to see the way those 3 children under the age of 15 were living. Still, neighbors say the family was kind and they're only guilty of being poor. 12-year-old Cody Pelton has some serious dance moves and makes an effort to have fun no matter where she is. For the last 2 months, she's been staying at Loma Linda Children's Hospital.
I'm here because I need a heart transplant.
Cody was born with a rare heart condition called hypoplastic left heart syndrome. She's been on a heart transplant list for 2 years.
It can come right now. It could come in 2 days. It can come in weeks, months. It's just all like anticipation.
She admits she has days she gets down.
What gets me through those days are the nurses, because all of them are encouraging and nice and wonderful.
And starting 8th grade in the hospital is different. She misses her friends.
It's been hard because I like seeing them.
But she's making new friends here. She gravitates to those who need a helping hand. She says she gets more in return when she helps others.
I like feeling loved and happiness, but some kids just don't understand why I do it.
And she understands that in order for her to keep spreading love, someone's heart will have to break.
I feel like my heart's gonna be from a person who was well loved. Their parents are sad that they left.
But she already has plans to help them too.
Because they're gonna live on through me, and I'm gonna make them happy.
In Loma Linda, Kitty Alvarado, KMIR News. When investigator Kevin Duffy took his life in 2009, many in the community wondered why. At the time, the sheriff's department simply said he was under investigation. No one knew this respected man who founded the department's Children's Activities League was being accused of molesting young boys.
People need to know the truth of what happened during that investigation.
That's one of the lead investigators on the Duffy case. He's since retired. He claims after 2 victims came forward, they found evidence Duffy was sexually abusing them and other young boys he was supposed to be mentoring. He says the abuse often happened during sleepovers at motels, out of state, and even inside an RSO RV used to help children at crime scenes.
He would take that RV out and molest children in that RV.
He says the evidence found at Duffy's home was disturbing, some on video.
There was footage of him molesting children.
They also found official sheriff's records.
He actually investigated other child molestation cases, that he kept photographs, anything related to that child molestation case.
Enough evidence to arrest him immediately, but he claims they were told to let Duffy go. The sheriff's department issued a statement saying after a thorough investigation, they found 2 incidents years apart, and Duffy's death prevented his prosecution.
That is not true. The investigation team had enough to arrest Kevin Duffy that night, and they were told not to arrest him by sheriff's admin.
This whistleblower claims after Duffy killed himself, they were forced to wrap up the investigation, despite not having contacted all the potential victims. He says it doesn't matter if nearly a decade has gone by, all records should be released. And watching a mother who came forward after our first story aired is proof they need closure.
It's heartbreaking.
Barbie came into the Palm Springs Animal Shelter as a stray over a month ago.
Barbie, it's okay. It's okay.
Socializing her has not been easy.
It's okay.
She's been terrified. She hides, she shakes. We've been trying so hard to work with her.
A few days ago, Sister Maria had to put her dog down.
He was peaceful, he was looking at me, and I said, I love you. This is just a temporary goodbye. Someday I will see you again, but it was so painful.
She thought she could ease her heavy heart by visiting pets at the Palm Springs Animal Shelter. But before they left, she gave her caregiver a stern warning.
I just want to see the dog, but please don't encourage me to adopt any dog.
But she says God had other plans. When Sister Maria and Barbie met, they connected immediately.
We brought her in and laid her in Sister Maria's lap, and she just stopped shaking. She's almost asleep, falling asleep in her lap. It's a miracle. It's just a match made in heaven.
But Sister Maria could not afford the fee to take Barbie home, so she was resigned to just visit. But Bonnie could not bear to separate the pair.
So if it's okay with you, I'd like to sponsor the adoption.
Sister Maria says this shelter is good for the soul.
This place really is so good. This place is full of love, full of grace.
After losing Sparky, Sister Maria worries Barbie could have health issues, but she knows opening one's heart to love has risks, but has faith it will be worth it.
We will be together.
In Palm Springs, Kitty Alvarado, KMIR News.
Home in the convent. It will be a beautiful, quiet place.
It's the most adorable job on earth and probably one of the most important too, cuddling babies who are born in critical condition in the ICU. And the man who helped create this program is very special.
Good girl. Good girl.
Gary Levin and little Madison aren't related, but they share a special bond.
Uncle Gary loves you, you know that.
Gary is one of nearly 40 volunteers at Desert Regional Medical Center
Uncle Gary's here with the love.
with a very special job.
We don't do anything medical, we don't feed, we don't diaper. We have to put the gown on and be seated first before we do anything. And we just hold the baby and give the baby love.
They're part of the Cuddlers program.
Oh, you're doing so good at the hospital.
It got its start thanks to Gary almost 4 years ago. For babies who are so sick or premature, they have to stay at the neonatal intensive care unit for long periods of time.
The babies are absolutely adorable. The babies are also ill, and they're in ICU. And you have to remember that they're our littlest patients, but they're patients nonetheless.
Not all babies are this serene. For a lot of reasons, none their fault.
Yeah, there were a few, especially there were one or two that were going through withdrawal, and that's rough. That's very rough.
But Gary is no stranger to children who need a little more help in life.
I think with my special ed background as a teacher for all those years, I just have empathy for them. And you really do have to learn the special way to hold them. I call it finding the sweet spot.
These volunteers are a godsend for parents who have to leave their most precious cargo behind and go back to life's other responsibilities.
Even though I've been here every day, I can't be here 24/7.
This new mother says her little Madison is proof the TLC from the Cuddlers combined with the excellent medical care works wonders.
She's a little miracle, and they've been taking such good care of her that she's really thriving.
These volunteers certainly know what they're not,
We're not replacing parents by any stretch of the imagination.
but do know what they do
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
matters.
Oh, I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high. like a diamond in the sky.
And the Cuddler program has become so popular, people who volunteer are also required to be willing to do jobs that are not as adorable. For more information, log on to our website, kmir.com. I'm Kitty Alvarado.